Hey, good morning. How are you guys? I would like to share with you today the rules and regulations about being a buyer's agent here in Portugal. So there are no rules and regulations about being a buyer's agent here in Portugal. I know in the United States, they just started the idea that the buyer's agent would have to have a signed document from their client to be submitted prior to the showing so that kind of everyone, it's fair. And that would be wonderful if we had that here, but we do not. And so the idea simply is that find a person that you would like to work with and work with them until, in fact, you decide that they're not your person and then work with someone else. But do me a favor, do the industry a favor, and do yourself a favor, choose one. Because when you go to Idealista and you're like, hey, can I have some more information about this? And you send it off to Remax. What you've done when you do that on Idealista is you have checked a box, this box that says who you send this to now owns you. It's like the GDPR, so data protection. They own the rights to your data. And they also decide that you are now their client. And even though you've just asked Remax in general, the agent who pulls that or is allocated you will then send you the information and say, hey, would you like to have a conversation? Is there anything more I can do for you? In that moment, when you engage with them, you're now working with them. And you get here and you have a coffee with a friend and she's like, dude, I just finished working with Wiley and she's awesome. Loved working with her as a buyer's agent. She did so many cool things outside of the realm of being a buyer's agent. You should definitely work with her. And you're like, oh my God, that sounds awesome. So you come to me and I go, have you been working with anybody else? You're like, no, because you don't believe you have. So then I send you some showings and one of them might be from Remax. And I call Remax and they go, no, you can't work with her. She's our client. Like, how is she your client? Well, we've sent her information. I'm like, great. How does that make her your client? She's our client. So then they won't let me have a showing with you because they own you. And that's okay because we can get out of it, but it's just a headache. And what you guys don't know is that's what you're doing every time you send something out randomly on Idealista. So now you have all these people thinking you're working with them, and you may or may not want to do that. So my suggestion is find a buyer's agent, take your list of favorites and send it off to your buyer's agent and let them do their magic. A small example. I had a client I was working with as a buyer's agent, and we went into a house. And that agent said to me, Wiley, I've already got 3 full price offers. I don't, not necessarily interested in showing it to you and having you come in. And, just so you know, like, I'm done. I'm just letting you come in because you and I do business together. And so I go, okay, great. That's awesome. Thanks for telling me. They're like, but we're really kind of done. So I'm just letting you know that. Fine. So I leave with my clients and I say, they don't need another offer. And here they don't necessarily do multiple offers. And so I then call him because I tend to do a lot of business with him. And I go, what's it going to cost me to get my client this house? And he's like, you're going to have to come in higher than the others, but high enough where we don't counter everybody else. And so we did that. We grabbed the house. But that's because I had a relationship with him. So find an agent that has a lot of relationships with other agents. Find an agent that has a lot of partners that are loyal to them. And it's interesting what happens internally between agents. And I think that's important for you guys to know. So if you hire a buyer's agent, it costs you nothing. I get paid when we sell the house, and the seller's commission is divided between the seller's agent and the buyer's agent. Doing work as a buyer's agent with the seller's agent is like using a lawyer for the husband and the wife while they're getting divorced. Like, you really want to have your own party who goes in and fights for your needs, because the seller's agent's fighting for the seller's needs, not yours. So be true to yourself, be loyal to yourself, be loyal to your agent. Get an agent who will fight for you. Get an agent who will lay down and get all of your showings shown to you, not just the Remax showings or just the JLL showings. I show you all of them. And work together and let me show you the first house to the last house. And we can compare and contrast every one of them. And it's a beautiful red thread. And I partner with you. And by the time we get it done, we've really worked together on the whole thing. And then the more I know you, the more I can find houses that are for you. And it's really a beautiful symbiotic relationship. So find a buyer's agent from the beginning, work with them through the end, and celebrate the fact that you created a partnership with that person. That is my advice as a buyer's agent. Let me know if I can help you. I would love to partner with you and be your buyer's agent because you belong here in my cash guide. Ciao.